ॐ रत्नकराद्धौत्तपदां हिमालयकिरीटिनीं ब्रह्मराजर्षिरत्नाढ्यां वन्दे भारतमातरम्. Namaste. Today, let us try and understand the relationship between technology and culture. Before that, let us give ourselves a working definition for these two terms. For our discussion, let technology be a useful product or service resulting from the application of scientific principles. There is a need here to understand the difference between science and technology. Science is inherently interested in understanding the way nature works. Decrypting and documenting the way natural world works is the work of scientists. They use an elaborate and rigorous process to do so. They are not quite interested in its practical usage, but that does not in any way diminish their importance. Scientists observe nature, classify, and document its working principles. A scientist is interested in finding the universal explanation for a phenomena. In that sense, he is detached by the value system. Why does a ball drop from height? Or why does sun burn bright at noon has nothing to do with the culture to which scientist belongs. The answers he finds have no attachment to his political and moral beliefs. But technology is loaded with questions from all these fields. No one develops a technology without reason. Starting from why a question is selected to how they solve it, technical solutions are never value neutral because technology is always an answer to a political or social question. Without understanding the forces influencing the technology, we cannot comment on its utility. For example, guns were developed for a reason. Rockets are needed to serve a purpose. Look at any technology. Take as simple as chairs and desks. Even they have been designed for a purpose. There is a whole system which makes these things necessary. Even simple things like pins and clocks to complex technologies all are necessitated by some kind. You need pins because you have to file the papers in a company. Clocks will keep the time and determine the shifts. Chairs and desks are needed for staff to work in a company. This whole system is needed because we have divided work and personal lives. We need large factories and office spaces where people come and work. This is a result of industrialization of our production models. Why should we industrialize? Because there is a political reason dictating these things. What I mean to say is that we have to understand the larger picture. In that sense, science is different from technology. Science is interested in studying nature. Technology makes its mission to exploit nature. So, scientists can be detached from political and moral beliefs, but technologists can't. If engineers are not aware of how their work will impact the lives of people, it will cause disaster in long term. A poorly designed chair will not only cause health issues but also bring down the performance of an organization. Therefore, in this series, we intend to explore the relationship between technology and culture. As you know, culture is a shared set of values among a group of people. Culture is a term we use for moral and ethical value system. It manifests itself in various forms. Language, food, customs are all part of it. It is totally the way of life. If one does not understand the culture, he cannot design tools and services which are relevant for that country. Then the country will start depending on other countries. Those products would be designed to suit their needs. By importing them and using them, we are not simply using a foreign product, we are losing a part of our culture. Let me explain this with an example. We in this country have given light the highest place in our worship. The everyday prayer of this countrymen make is to sun god. Surya Namaskara is a part of our daily ritual. The most sacred of our mantras, the Gayatri mantra, is dedicated to sun god. Therefore, lamps, which are source of light, is of great reverence for us. We have been traditionally lighting lamps in our houses. There was an entire system which kept this system running. There were oil pressers who would make oil for lamps. Potters would prepare the lamps, and mothers in our houses would make the wicks out of cotton. Today, all the hands in this chain have vanished. We go to market and bring a LED serial set and put that in our houses. Now tell me, is there any emotional connect to this light set and us? Lighting a lamp in morning and evening was a process that was bringing a sense of calmness to our lives. Just switching on a bulb can never replace that. This is what I am pointing to. Technology is good. I am not denying it. Putting oil to lamp is difficult. You have to be careful not to spill it. Then you should know how to place the cotton wicks correctly. There is a difference between the light emitting when you use pure ghee or adulterated oil. It is much easier to switch on the serial set. It is also colorful. Maybe it is also much cheaper because it comes from a country which famously makes everything at 1/10 to 1/100th of its cost. But my question is, which gives you more mental peace? Which calms your mind? which makes you feel the presence of divinity, the light of a lamp or the light from a LED serial set? I am sure you can answer this yourself. Again, don't get me wrong. I am not opposing technology. Far from it, I encourage using technology. I am an engineer by training. But my point is, technology which does not understand the cultural ethos has no place in the society. Technology should enhance the way we live and not change it. You may say, what's the big deal with the lamp and serial set? Both give light. It solves the problem. Friends, I'm sorry. I don't agree. It is not only our purpose to solve the problem, but to do it in a more meaningful manner. Imagine that you are very hungry. Does that mean that you will eat whatever you get? Food should nourish the body and mind. That is what I am saying. Technology should solve the problem, but not at the cost of culture. Then we create more long term problems. Preserving the culture should also be the focus of technology developers. But how can we do this? I propose that we can understand the relationship between technology and culture by studying the relationship a culture has with nature. Because how a culture views nature determines the technology they develop. Let me explain. Western cultures look at nature as oppressor. For them, nature is a force that is feared. But man, with his powers, tries to tame the furious nature. It's always the victory of humans over nature. Look at the films made by Hollywood or even their rhymes. Everywhere, the natural phenomena is an enemy, a villain. So you have large creatures who have to be tamed. Tornadoes, volcanoes, floods, and other natural phenomena are to be controlled by sheer manual attempts. This thinking is inbuilt in their technology. Their view of nature is a force which should be controlled, and this has resulted in the modern fruits of technology. Large dams, huge scale mining, big factories are all results of this. Even extensive inputs in agriculture is a result of this thinking. Just compare the rhymes of the Western world with the songs from India. There, in the Western rhymes, rain is always something which will interrupt the daily routine. So the kids sing to rain to go away. Rain, rain, go away. Don't show your face another day. That is what they say. Contrast this with our prayers and our songs in India. We pray to gods that we get rains. There are ample number of folk songs which ask gods to give us rains. This is what is a contrast between Western cultures and Indian cultures in a simple way. Because we in Indian culture see nature as a force much powerful than us, but we never intend to tame it. Instead, we worship it. We know how to harmoniously live with it. That is the difference. Here, even a small thing like plucking tulsi leaves has a rule. We are not supposed to completely empty a tulsi plant, even if it is for our daily puja. Our traditions say that at least three shoots should be left in a plant. It's a way of respecting nature. You may instantly recall many such practices in our lives. Our prayers invoke mountains, seas, rivers, and forests. If we had not forgotten this, we would have developed tools and techniques which blend with nature, not exploit them. The whole talk today on sustainable development is inbuilt in our cultural DNA. Friends, the point which I want to drive home today is that technology is not value neutral. We should acknowledge and accept this fact first. Technology is not shaped in isolation. It is influenced by moral and political forces. For us to develop technology which is apt for our need, we need to understand our culture better. Om Prakritihi Panchabhutani Grahalokaswarastata Dishakalascha Sarvesham Sada Kurvatu Mangalam.